I hope you're well, or it might be good morning where you are now. I thought I'd try something different today, and I'm sitting outside. So just let me know if you can't hear me or if the background noise is too loud. I'm just going to start by inviting a few people, but let me know if you're watching. Let me know if you can hear me. And if you're watching on replay, then just let me know you're watching on replay as well. Okay, it's not actually showing in my feed here at all, so I won't be able to invite anyone. That's really annoying, actually. Why isn't it showing? No, very strange. So I'll just crack on anyway. So I wanted to go live today to talk to you about money, because you might hear it a lot where people say they've tried Facebook ads and it just doesn't work. And unfortunately, it's quite easy to believe the negative things you hear about something over the positive things you hear. So I just wanted to bust some myths, basically. I always said that wrong. I said it right that time, didn't I? So one of the main reasons people say it doesn't work is they haven't actually tried to run the ads for long enough time. So with Facebook, depending on how much budget you're putting on it, you really do need to let a campaign run for a week, ideally, without doing anything. I mean, if you're putting a really big budget, big daily budget on it, or a big budget overall, and it's going to be a lot more per day, then you can, you can run it for less time and you could get good results from it. But generally speaking, if it's a business owner running ads for the first time, they're probably not going to be putting that much on it. So even if it's just like £5 to £50 a day, that still needs like a good few days for Facebook to get out of the learning, the learning process. So ideally, Facebook needs to see 15 conversions a day if you're doing anything conversion related, for it to know what to optimize for. With things like reach campaigns and engagement and things like that, then it's different, because Facebook already knows what sort of people engage. It knows if it can reach someone, but it's just for these the campaign types where you want someone to really take an action, like submit a form or buy something. That's the one that business owners tend to go for first. And then when they don't get any leads after spending £100 over a few days or something, and they panicked and turned it off, they go, no, it doesn't work, it's not for me. And it's like, well, actually, if you'd left it running for a few more days, it might have done that. It might have actually started working. So that's one reason. Another big reason that I see quite a lot is people don't warm up the audience enough first. So sort of connected to the last reason I just gave, like people might just go and say, they'll look at the list of objectives in Facebook and think, right, yep, I want to get sales, or I want to get leads, I want to get conversions, and then they'll just do that and go in with that. And then after a few days, they're going, why isn't Facebook giving me any conversions? And the reason I just gave you, that you need 15 a day. So basically, you just need to start on an objective that isn't something like conversions. It needs to be what's going to drive that conversion. So if it's going to be like traffic to a website, you need to start with traffic until you're getting the conversions already, and then you can try conversions. So a lot of people would just go straight to conversions because that's what it's called, and I understand why you'd think that. But then they'd realise soon after that they're not getting any conversions. And then after they've spent £100, £200 or something, that's it, it didn't work. Then they're just completely put off by that. And they'll tell people it didn't work and so on. So another reason is that people don't test things. So they've got a big budget. So let's say you've got £100 for a week. They put that on it, and they've got all of this money on one hand. Like, imagine you're playing cards, you're putting all that money on one hand. Whereas if you tested, you could test like different ad copy against each other, different images, different campaign objectives. And then all of a sudden, you're not putting all your you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, but you've got, a few different opportunities. And then when you see what's working, then you can put more money towards the one that's working. Do you know what I mean? So that's another thing many business owners do, is they just run the ads with just one ad with the whole budget, and then they go, it didn't work. And it's like, well, how do you know your target audience liked that ad without testing something? So bear with me a moment. Another reason I see is if just the totally like wrong strategy is being used. Now this is a difficult one, and strategies are really hard ones to try and teach to anyone, even if we've got all this, like a lot more time. But one example would be if your product or service is something that people need on demand, like it's the kind of thing that people know they need, then the chances are putting it on Facebook ads isn't going to be the best thing, because how do you know that at that moment in time they're just going to go past that person? They need it. Facebook is better suited for things that maybe you don't know you need, but then you see it and it's a nice surprise and you think, oh, I could really do with that. And then they'll go for it. But that's when you need to start putting it together with Google. So Google Ads is for people who are actually searching for something they need. So sometimes it'd be better for a business to use Google to find that person who's actively looking for that product or service. And then later on, you can use Facebook, for example, for retargeting. So if you're doing that, then obviously you're not going to get great results from it, and you're going to walk around telling people that Facebook ads don't work. And yeah, that's why. And the final reason I wanted to say was just that expectations are unrealistic. Sorry, my cat's saying hello. Hello, Rafa. Come on. No? I've just fed him biscuits, so he's got no reason to be happy. We've got no reason to be hungry. I've given you biscuits. Sorry, they've got unrealistic expectations. So with marketing, it takes a long time to build up data, to build up knowledge, to build up stats. It takes a while for Facebook to trust you. You have to continuously run high quality ads campaigns for Facebook to actually start trusting you. So if you just run one campaign and that's it without much thought behind it or something, and you've not got loads of really great results from it, then that's why, you have to optimize. You have to optimize your campaigns. You have to, you do testing, like I said. There's so much things you have to do. But you just have to be realistic. Like, you have to look at the bigger picture with Facebook ads. It's not something that you should just switch on and switch off for like bursts of wanting results. Put your bum away, Raffas. How rude. Okay, so yeah, those are the main sort of reasons I see why people sort of do fail basically at ads, and then blame it on Facebook ads when really it's not. But that's not no one's to blame for that, because Facebook doesn't teach you these things. Even with the Facebook blueprint, it tells you how to physically do something, but it doesn't tell you any of these things. It doesn't give you tips of how to win at Facebook, because it doesn't want people to win, probably. Do you know what I mean? It's if you win every time, then they'll make no money. The ways you can save money, I've just got 5 reasons here for you. First of all, go for low-hanging fruit. Now, this is only possible if you've already got tracking set up on your website, or if you've already run ads before, or if you've got high engagement or any engagement in the past. But it just means you retarget. So you go back to people who have already engaged with your brands first, because they are a warm audience. So they will most likely take action more than anyone else. So you don't need to start by warming them up. They're already warm. So that's one tip. So I can't read my own writing because I wrote it so quickly before just now when I came live. Have a constant campaign running, warm up your audience. So rather than just run campaigns when you want something, always run a campaign. Like right now, I've got a campaign that I haven't even looked at in so long, but I just know it's just doing its thing in the background. It's just a traffic campaign. And I'm literally spending like £5 a day, £5, and that's it. Because I've not got the time, I've not got the headspace to look at it, and I'm just letting it run. And all I'm doing is sharing an article I wrote, which is helpful. It's a free resource. It's a valuable resource. So I'm giving good value to whoever's seeing it, and I'm getting people click on my website for 3p. That's £0 1 and 0.03. And that's like without absolutely any management whatsoever. And I'm forgetting about it. But divide a 5 by 3p. I'm not sure, is that? No, I'm not even going to try and do it because I can't think straight on lives anyway. But even while I'm not thinking about this, while that runs, even after a month, I barely notice that budget gone because it's a £5 a day. It's the same price as a cup of coffee. But after 1 month, after 2 months, even on just like £5 a day, I can look at my website and I'm like, whoa, how many people have I now got on this list who they're already a warm audience. They've come to me because they liked what I offered them. They've clicked through to my website because they wanted to know more. And now I can later go to them with a lead magnet or something, and I can probably quite easily get whatever I want from them, whether it's a lead, a sale, or anything. And that's literally just for the smallest amount every day that you would spend without, batting an eyelid on something else. So that's another really great way. Another way is to leave your targeting as broad as possible at the top of the funnel. So when you start running campaigns at the top of the funnel, like awareness or reach and things like that, then leave your targeting really open. Don't really nail it down into like really tight ages and interests and everything like that, and locations and times of day and stuff. Leave it really broad, because that's the cheapest place where you can get data. And then if people don't like it, they don't like it. You just learn from it, but you're not losing a lot of money to get that data. And then you can just use the actual data to work on your actual deeper campaigns, the ones where you actually want to get conversions and things like that. So one more is, so if you've got a high value product or service, rather than trying to sell on Facebook ads, you're probably better off just trying to get leads on Facebook ads and then sell in person, sell by talking to these people, because you can get leads anything from like £1 to 20 quid or whatever. Whereas with sales, especially if it's a high value sale, you could be paying hundreds for one sale, and unless you've got enough to front it, to wait until you get that money back, then you could give up at the wrong time, think they're not working, and then you've wasted all that money. So if you want to save money, if you're not sure at first, then go with the easier conversion and work your way up always. And then my last tip is save money by taking advantage of free resources. So you've got things like, you get free Shutterstock on Facebook ads. You've got tools like Grammarly, or there's better tools out there like the Flesh reading. I can't remember what it's called now, but you can put your writing in there and it will judge it, not just for spelling and grammar, but for actually like how readable it is, how boring it is, how original it is, and things like that. Other ones were design apps like Canva. Did I say Canva already? But yeah, like design apps like Canva. There's loads of design apps on your phone that you can use for free. Facebook recommends them, where you can make high quality, like professional videos and stuff on your phone. So you've got all of them free resources you can use. And my husband and my baby. And the last thing I just wanted to say to you was, even if you've run a campaign and you feel like you haven't got any results and you feel like it was a waste of money, it wasn't a waste of money, because the simple fact is data costs money. So even if you spent £1,000 and you haven't sold the one thing that you wanted to sell that was high value or something, you've now guaranteed got thousands and thousands of people who now know who you are on the list who you can retarget. You've now got loads of data about what devices people use, about what demographics work, what interests work, what type of images, here's the other cat now, what type of images they like, if they refer, put that away, images to video and all that stuff. Like, you just can't pay for that kind of stuff. And then when you next run a campaign, you'll always have that data there that you can go back on, you can go and analyze it later, you can go back to the same people and retarget them. There's just so much you can do. So a Facebook ad campaign is never a waste of money, because you've just bought data. Even if you didn't get the outcome you desired, you have purchased that data. So that's basically it. That is me wrapping that up. That's all I had to say today. I don't know why it wouldn't let me invite any people, but I will share this in the group anyway, and I hope you find it valuable. If you are watching on the replay, please just let me know, and let me know if there's anything else you want to know for the future. Otherwise, have a lovely day, evening, and take care. Bye.